Hello everybody and welcome to this first episode of the Pokemon Black Randomizer Nuzlocke. Let's just get right into this because it takes a little while before we can actually get into our first Pokemon, and apparently I have my buttons mapped incorrectly, which is a little bit annoying. I'm playing on a different emulator than in the last series, obviously, so I have my buttons mapped differently, and apparently I mapped A literally to A rather than B, which would be the place A would be on Nintendo consoles. Because why would you ever be consistent in anything in your life, ever? Well, to be fair, these Xbox controllers are made by different people than Nintendo, but I'm just very annoyed, especially with the X button. The X button on every single controller in existence is in a different location. I have all of them literally within arm's reach for me right now. And you have at the left side for the Xbox controller, then you have the PlayStation controller, which has it at the bottom, and then I don't actually have a Nintendo console. Oh, I do, my 3DS is right next to me here. And then you have it at the very top for the, at least the 3DS, I think all Nintendo consoles with the X and Y buttons also do include it in that position. So, X buttons always annoy me. Always do. That little rant out of the way. My name, indeed, is Vlogger. Hopefully, you will not forget my name like Professor Oak always does. Well, he doesn't forget my name. He also forgets my name. But he mostly forgets his grandson's name, which is a little bit weird. So, I have opted not to go for a nickname theme this time around. Last time I did fictional characters, which was very fun, and before that I think the Nuzlocke ended before I could actually set up a theme. I figured I'm just going to not limit myself with a theme. Because the reason I do themes is mostly because I feel like otherwise I won't come up with names. But in my last series, I really figured that I was stuck like, okay, so what fits within this theme for this specific Pokemon? Well, I might have been able to give it a nickname if I didn't have to stick with a theme. So I'm going to try that. Maybe it'll not work out, and maybe I'll still end up thinking about names for like 5 minutes at a time. In which case, we'll go back to a theme, nickname theme in the next series. But for now, we're just gonna go themeless. We're just gonna give Pokemon the name we think fits in general, no matter what kind of theme they may or may not follow. So apparently it doesn't take as long getting started with your Pokemon's Pokemon, plural of Pokemon is Pokemon, as I thought it would. So our starters, I did not pay attention to my trainer ID, I'm very sorry. Our starters are going to be either a Lillipup, a Cacnea, or a Muk. Huh. That's interesting. I did not select similar strength. So the fact that we have both a Lillipup and a Cacnea, it's really nice. I'm not going to go with Lillipup, I don't think. But I don't know if I want Muk or Cacnea. Well, actually, I'm gonna go with Cacnea because the Cacturne I caught in Pokemon Fire Red, I didn't end up using it because it was an illegal capture. So we're definitely going to go with Cacnea as our starter. Yeah, that makes more than up for the fact that we had to box it without ever even getting to use it. And now we get into our first couple of battles, which are going to be a little bit boring. So I'm going to speed through it a little bit, if you don't mind. I just want to get to... Wait a second. Rich Kid Kate. Oh yeah, of course. All the names are randomized as well. I probably... Oh, that's not good. That's not good. This doesn't count yet. I don't have Pokeballs yet. I have Absorb and Poison Sting, which is nice, I suppose. It does take a little bit of getting used to. Also, you can see at what time I'm recording these episodes now because of the bottom screen with the clock. I always forget that's a thing in Pokemon Black and White. So you can definitely also tell when I'm probably recording episodes back to back and when I'm recording on different days, because you can just look at the clock. I don't think you guys will mind. Maybe sometimes the clock will say daytime, maybe sometimes it'll be a little bit later than it is now. It's also cropped off like halfway through because I didn't... Actually, let's fix that right. Let's just fix that right now, because that's annoying me. We're going to fix this shit live on screen. You see? That's a lot better, is it? If I can just... I mean, I'm not going to be able to win this battle anyway, right? Maybe if I keep absorbing, I will. I don't know. I don't think I'll be able to win this battle. So I might as well just fix my overlay while I'm at it. Because that's what real professionals do. They fix their overlay during recording rather than before. Yeah, no, this probably was a bad idea. Oh, no, the whole overlay is going places. I don't know what I'm going to do with that in editing, to be honest. I probably should just not do this while recording. Maybe this was a stupid idea after all. Does this look better? This does not look better either. I think just the aspect ratio is a little bit screwed. I'm really annoyed by the little white pixels there. Okay, I'm gonna stick with this for the time being. I know there's a little bit of white on the top there, but I'll fix that. I'll fix it next episode. That's not true, I'm gonna fix it now. This is exactly what I wanted. Good, yes. This is exactly how I wanted the layout to look. So, we spent about like 2 minutes trying. Also, we lost to Bianca. I want to point that out. Usually, the easy of the two rivals is the one that actually took us out. So I'm very curious to see what ends up happening when we face Charon. Because we just got unlucky. We got to face an Ariados, and I guess if we had picked Lollipop, we would have been able to beat the Ariados. But we didn't pick Lollipop. I don't think Muck would have been able to do much either, so... That's the end of the Nuzlocke, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you have indeed enjoyed this video, which I haven't so far, because I literally just died. Of course, as I said, we don't have Pokeballs yet. It's the first mandatory battle. You're allowed to lose these 2 battles. The moment you get Pokeballs, all bets are off. You can lose the entire Nuzlocke. But as for right now, I'm just going to go through this. If I win, I get free experience. If I don't get free experience. I think that's punishment enough for now. Okay, so Max. Rich Kid Max. So, Rival just replaced with Rich Kid. This is a real bad omen for the rest of the series. He doesn't stick with his starter through the entire game. I didn't check that option. But the fact that and we're not a dark type yet either. The fact that we're facing these 2 Pokemon, and this is the first 2 Pokemon in the entire series, it's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be good for us at all. Unless we can get more critical hits, that would be absolutely wonderful. No? That... wishful thinking. We can live another one. Barely. So if I get a crit now, maybe, possibly, no. Confusion can miss? Question mark? Why do you use Tickle suddenly? I mean, I don't mind. But are you literally programmed to let me win? Is that what's happening here? I feel like you're programmed to let me win. Because there's no reason to use Fake Tears and Tickle if you have Confusion, which you used... Oh no. Well, this is it, right? I mean, if you don't use Confusion now, you're programmed to let me win. I think the first Charon fight is programmed to let you win. I never realized that. But this has to be it, right? I mean... he used confusion on me multiple times until it would have taken me out, and then he started doing attacks which wouldn't damage me. So I am sure that that means that this fight is programmed to let you win. Interestingly enough, the Bianca fight didn't let me win. Is that maybe just because Ariados didn't have any moves? That's so much experience! Level... What? I get growth? I already have growth! Okay, so I just won. I just won this entire series. That's what just happened. I'm way ahead of anything I can face at this point. Obviously, I can face level 3 like Arceus, which would still be kind of bad. But that was a lot of experience. I guess that's what happens when you fight a fully evolved Pokemon. And it lets you win. Because there's nothing you can say at this point to convince me that you're not given the victory there. The game lets you win that fight. And I think the only reason I might have lost to Bianca is because Ariados didn't have any non-damaging moves. So it literally couldn't let me win. I think that sounds realistic. It sounds like something, especially modern Pokemon games, would do. And all things considered, it's just a nice gesture, especially in a Nuzlocke. Wait a second, I have never started a game of Pokemon Black at night, but those aren't usually Woobat, right? Usually those are, what's the bird Pokemon in this generation? God, I don't remember. No, it's not Starly. Starly is generation 4. It's the thing that eventually evolves into the, what is it called? Eupheasant? Something like that. I'm really bothered by it now. It's the... We're gonna run into it eventually. Probably. But usually it's those, right? It's the regional bird. Not Woobat. Well, usually, I say, if you start a game during daytime. Of course, the whole Woobat thing probably isn't something to do with the randomizer. I'm going to assume. If the randomizer can actually randomize those sprites, I am impressed. But I don't think it would be. Because those are specific overworld sprites, those are not even in-battle sprites or anything, so no. Because it would have to actually generate an entire sprite just for that. So that's just a nighttime thing. I'm getting a little bit paranoid about this whole randomization thing. Okay, so we're going to give Cacnea the name which Cacturn was going to have before, because Cacturn got stolen away on a technicality, and we're going to name him Jack. Jack the Cacturn, welcome to our team. You've been on the overlay for like close to 10 minutes by now. And I just now welcomed you because just now got a name. Okay, if Professor Juniper can shut up, I can be on my merry way, get some Pokeballs and go capture some Pokemon and start this adventure. I'm hyped to start a new adventure. We won our last Nuzlocke, which doesn't happen a lot. I usually end up losing Nuzlockes. Either in the very early game or the very late game. I don't really lose at like the 5th or 6th gym all that much, I don't think. I think I usually lose before the 2nd gym or at the Elite Four, pretty much. Maybe like the 8th gym. That kind of stuff does happen. But we actually managed to win. Barely, but we managed to win. And if you haven't seen that episode, that last episode of Pokemon Fire Red Randomizer, you definitely should go watch it. Because it's quite a journey. And of course, if you haven't seen the entire series, go back and watch the entire series. Because, again, it's been quite the journey. It's... I want to count that as my first real playthrough back on YouTube, because Pokemon Heart Gold only lasted for 3 episodes before we got swept by a Garchomp with Dragon Rage at like level 10. So that didn't really count, it was just to get my feet a little bit wet again, right? So then this is my actual second series back on YouTube, and hopefully we're gonna win 2 Nuzlockes in a row. That would be absolutely great. Don't get your hopes up, because I think this is the 3rd time, it might be the 2nd time I'm doing Pokemon Black, and I feel like the randomization thing in Pokemon Black and White makes the game significantly more difficult compared to what it is in like Gen 3 or 4. I don't know why that is, maybe because of the variety of both Pokemon you can get and Pokemon enemy Pokemon enemies can have. Yeah, saying 3 things at once. This encounter is not randomized, interestingly enough. Huh. Alright. I don't know why it is. Maybe I have just gotten supremely unlucky every time I've played Gen 5 with a randomizer, and I've gotten supremely lucky every time I've played Generation 4 with a randomizer. It's a possibility. But I'm gonna go ahead and say, from personal anecdotal evidence, Generation 5 is kind of tricky with randomizers. Also, I have stereo sound, but I only because I don't want to, like, I want to be able to hear myself when I talk. I only have one of my headphone things on my ear, the other one is just resting on my head. So everything with stereo sound, I can't hear the left channel. And apparently the Pokeball sound comes out of the left channel only. For reasons. I don't know why it would do that. But it does. I'm assuming you guys can hear it though, because I do think OBS sure as hell would record stereo. Yeah, that's not even a question. Of course it records stereo audio. I mean, you might be able to set it to mono, I don't know. I've never really looked into it. Why would I? Did I just get Pokeballs? That's the most important thing, because I'm gonna run into this grass and I want to know if I have Pokeballs when I do. The downside to getting all those levels from our first battle against Rich Kid Max, I think he was called, right? Is that we actually now have, we have the Pokeballs. We have a pretty powerful Pokemon, all things considered. So, our first encounter of the entire series is going to be a Lantern. That's pretty good as far as first coverage goes. Yeah, that makes me happy. I want this Lantern. Oh no, don't get poisoned. That's bad. Lantern can't really do anything against me. But I just have to watch out not to kill it. I'm not gonna go for another poison sting because am I? Absorb will definitely kill. Poison Sting might not. I don't want to waste this Lantern because it's going to be a real nice addition to my team. It's going to be both electric and water already, which is great for coverage. Don't kill. That shouldn't kill. And it has Thunder Wave, which is great for capturing even more Pokemon later on. Oh, I need this Lantern in my life. I need this Lantern. Probably should go into my bag if I want to catch something. Oh, but it's going to die right away after this battle because it's poisoned. Oh no! It's not even gonna live this turn. No, Lantern! Jack, what have you done? You murdered your potential best friend. Jack. No. That's a real bad start. That's a real bad start. I was so happy when I saw Lantern pop up out of the grass, and now I just killed it. No. This is not a good start. This is not a good sign of how this series is gonna go. No. This is gonna be horrible if this keeps up. The first two Pokemon we face. Hair in my mouth. The first two Pokemon we face, absolute issues. Then we run into our first wild Pokemon, which we kill, which would have actually been a great addition to our first new member of the team. And I don't know what's going to happen next, but it's probably not going to be any good. Also, when do I, for the love of God, get running shoes? Do I already have them? I don't think I already have them. Interestingly enough though, the tutorials are kept to a pretty low amount, because you get a catching tutorial which you get in every single game, and then you get this here. But I think this is the last tutorial we're gonna run into, right? I mean, we might get a tutorial when we actually get into a triple or a rotation battle, because those are new mechanics in this generation. Which rotation battles are actually probably one of my favorite battle styles. It's difficult to predict anything going on. Near impossible, I want to say. But that's just the fun of it. I mean, you can see 3 Pokemon at once, and I just like rotation battles. I think rotation battles should be more prevalent. I also do like triple battles, because it has the double battle thing and rotation battle, and it's a little bit in between. Right? Because the Pokemon on the most left side can't hit the Pokemon on the most right side, and the other way around, and the Pokemon in the middle can hit everybody, but can also be hit by everybody, so you've got to balance that out a little bit. And all things considered, I think maybe I prefer triple battles over rotation battles because of that reason. It's a little bit easier to predict and think about strategies for what's going on the battlefield with triple battles. But that gives me a real good opportunity to ask you guys, what is your favorite battle style in Pokemon? Is it just single battles? Is it double battles? Is it maybe rotation battles? Is it horde battles? Let's count those as well. The 5 against 1, introduced in Generation 6. Well, as of this going up, Dynamax things, I don't know the details of it. And it hasn't been released yet, obviously, because Sword and Shield aren't the thing yet. So, are you excited for those? I don't really know how they'll work, because I haven't been keeping up that much with Pokemon Sword and Shield spoilers. And I haven't been going that deep into them, because I don't own a Switch, so frankly I just don't care very much. And then, of course, you can also say I like contests more than battling, but nobody will say that. And if you say that, we all know that you're lying, because contests in any generation just kind of suck. I don't know why they still insist on including those things, because nobody likes them. Actually, no, that's not true. The Pokeathlon in Heart Gold Soul Silver was decent. It was the best kind of contest we've ever had, I think. While also being the least contest-like. It's much like Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, you know, the pirate game? It's one of the best Assassin's Creed games because it's the least of the least Assassin's Creed out of the Assassin's Creed series. That being said, I haven't kept up with modern Assassin's Creed either. I know there's been some overhauls and it's more RPG based now, I do believe. I really haven't paid attention since like the one set in France. Is that Revelations? No, that's not Revelations. Revelations is still Ezio. Unity. Assassin's Creed Unity. Is the last one I really paid attention to. The one in England, I believe, after that. And then you have the one in Egypt. And now you have one in like Spartan times or something like that. I don't even remember. I frankly just don't care. I stopped caring like after Ezio, I think. But let's not get too big into Assassin's Creed here, because we're going to face Rich Kid N, which has a Rhyperior. I'm very glad suddenly that we chose Cacnea, because this guy has a Rhyperior. How much damage is Absorb going to do? It's not going to do a lot. It does a lot! This is going to be great for experience once again, because this thing is level 7 and a fully evolved Pokemon as well. And not a bad one either, by any means. If I could get a Rhyperior, I would be very glad to. Also, I did not randomize the items once again. Maybe in the next series I will do that. I was planning on randomizing items in the overworld and all that kind of good stuff for this one, but I just kind of forgot. So, items are just going to be the same. Okay, so we're nearing the end of episode 1, and Keknia is already level 11. That's ridiculous. It's gonna be level 100 by the end of episode 10. I know that's not how it works, but it also goes to show that the randomization is a scary thing. It's a very scary thing. Oh yeah, I think you get the running shoes when you exit this this town. Let's boil some Pokeballs because damn, we're going to need some. We'll have 15 in total, and you know what? I also get a Premier Ball. I forgot about that. Let's also buy some potions. 5 potions. I only have 1 Pokemon at the moment. Should be good enough. If I end up poisoning anything again, I can at least use a potion on it and get back to the Pokemon Center. Because that lantern was dead either way. If we would have called it, we would have died before we gone into the actual city. People say Generation 4 is slow, but not being able to run in black and white, it's not fast either. It even gives you the date when I'm recording this. Wow. It's August 13th, I'm recording this way in advance, I know. Today, actually, in about like 20 minutes, the next Pokemon Fire Red episode will go up. Which level? Not level. Episode 17, I want to say. So I'm a little bit in advance, and I'm going to slow down in recording, so I don't get even more of a buffer, because at this point I have a nice 1 week buffer roughly. I mean, I upload 5 videos a week for Pokemon now, so it's a little more than a week, but it allows me to miss a couple of recording days and then still be a week ahead. And that's pretty much my soft spot. Well, not my soft spot, my ideal spot, being a week ahead with recording, because it allows me to record 2 episodes at once if I need to, and not record an episode on another day, and we finally have the running shoes. I don't want to fight any trainers because that's going to take a while, but I would very much like to get into an encounter with a... It's a... Fuck! It's a Sunkern. This is probably the closest to literally useless you can get as far as Pokemon go. And when it evolves, it doesn't even become that much more useful. And we need a Sunstone to evolve it. And we already have a Grass type, which is way better. I'm gonna capture the Sunkern. I will. But prepare for it to die. Because there's no way that Sunkern is going to be able to do anything at all, like ever. No, I'm not going to waste my Premier Ball on you. Premier Balls are for something special. For something which is going to stick with us. You're just going to get an ordinary Pokeball, and if you don't want to stay in that, that's totally okay. You want to stay in that. That's actually a little bit annoying, because now I don't have plausible deniability to not use you. Okay, Sunkern, the seed Pokemon. I really want to call you useless. I really want to call you useless. But I think that might be just a little bit harsh. So what I'm instead going to do is call you disappointment. Is disappointment with 1 or 2 S's? I legitimately don't know. You know what? I have been a little bit harsh on you, Sunkern. You're a god, and you are going to prove it to us. You're going to prove how goddamn great you can be, and you're going to be the star of our team, and the Shallows would have been so much better Well, at least now we have a challenge. And the worst part is, because of the rules I set, I probably should have mentioned that earlier this episode. Because of the rules I set for this, I can't switch it out until it dies. Because I can't switch Pokemon out of my party to my box. Unless they are dead. Then I can of course take them out of my party. So I'm gonna be stuck with this Sunkern on my team until it dies. Which could potentially lead to a imbalanced team, and which could potentially lead to multiple Pokemon dying because I can't switch out Sunkern. I'm not gonna kill Sunkern on purpose, but if at any point during this playthrough I need to sacrifice something to get a safe switch in, I'm sorry, but Sunkern, I mean God, is going to die. But I think that is pretty much going to be it for us today, because we're over half an hour in and we've done quite a lot to start off this first episode. So until the next time, do not forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you have enjoyed this first video of the Pokemon Black Randomizer Nuzlocke returned to YouTube. Next time we'll be going on into the Unova region and hopefully catching something more useful. My links are down below in the description, Twitch and Discord, which Twitch you can follow me for live streams, and Discord you can join that to just hang out and get updated for new uploads and my actual live streams as well. You know how everything works. You've been on YouTube for a while probably. This is probably not the first video you're ever watching. You know what to do. Subscribe, hit the bell icon, all that kind of good stuff. I'll see you all next time. Bye.